Welcome back to our YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Please subscribe to our channel if you're watching for the first time. Click the notification bell to allow YouTube to notify you. Help us share our videos and give this particular video a like so that it can be recommended to more people. Again, to all our subscribers, allow me to thank you in a very special way. People have discussed how the CJ Koome condescended just too low to go and beg William Ruto in Statehouse in a meeting that ostensibly was supposed to iron out issues between the executive, the judiciary, and legislative arm of the government. And people have discussed just how unpromising or dishonest Koome is because she has been mandated to protect the judiciary from external aggression including aggression from the executive arm of the government. She has maintained that it was a meeting of equal partners. But there is something that I want us to look at, and there are only going to be two aspects of it. I want us to look at this sitting arrangement in Statehouse. And you tell me whether this was a meeting of equal partners. Because if there is a problem between two or three warring parties, when they meet, number one, they need to meet at a neutral ground. They need to meet on neutral grounds, not in Statehouse, not in the offices of the judiciary and all that. But they went to meet Ruto in Statehouse. And from the way William Ruto is sitting, you can see he is the boss. I don't think I'm wrong to imagine that Madam Koome was addressing William Ruto as His Excellency. Alikunja mkia. And this sitting arrangement, really, ladies and gentlemen, betrays what Madam Koome is trying to portray, that it was a meeting of equals. One, who started the aggression? It was not Koome. It was William Samoei Ruto who started attacking the judges and declared that he was not going to obey court orders. A very serious misdemeanor that cannot be tolerated anywhere. And if there was one person who was supposed to go and beg Koome for forgiveness, it should be William Ruto, not vice versa. It was not Madam Koome who was supposed to go to Statehouse to start begging. People have talked about it. But I want us to look at what does it mean moving forward. We have seen the arrangement. People have criticized. People have said Koome does not meet the criteria of a leader that can protect the judges when they're being attacked. What exactly does it mean? When you see Koome going to Statehouse, lying low, and it is like she's the one who took the burden of Ruto's attacks. And I want us to look at just three aspects, in my very considered opinion, what it means for Koome, who knows and understands very well that the constitution that was promulgated and given by the people of Kenya gave her and the judiciary equal powers to exercise, just the same way people elected or people gave under the constitution the president the powers to exercise. The same way people gave parliament the authority to exercise powers on their behalf. And so no one should play second fiddle. Number one, I'm deeply convinced more than any other time that the 2022 election was very shambolic. I'm convinced that Koome and Ruto had a plan, had a deal. And that is why Madam Koome was using the words such as wild goose chase and hot air. They had a deal, and something tells me that even the words that were used, maybe she was not the one who wrote them. Someone must have written those, the judgment, and gave her to read. That bond was created, and I want to believe that it was created before even the ruling of 2022, because that is why they had to rule against the BBI. That is why when there was a problem, people were doubting whether Sakaja had a degree or not, they had to rule in favor of William Samoei Ruto. So that is my number one conclusion, that the election was very shambolic, and the rule, there was a stamp, they stamped their authority at the Supreme Court because they had a prior deal. Number two, any case that will involve William Ruto, the judges will rule in his favor. Everything that he wants will go his way. And I've always given you an example that GMO was in court and it was dragged here and there. They ruled in favor of William Ruto. They gave it the green light. The Finance Bill 2023 was in court. It dragged back and forth. It was given to Ruto. The housing levy is still dragging, but you saw how they allowed William Ruto to continue collecting the levy. And when the Attorney General went to court, it was supposed to end by 10th of this month. It was extended. Finally, they are going to have their way. Just 3 days ago, the Court of Appeal ruled in favor of Ruto in the implementation of the new NHIF program. And so William Ruto will not lose any case. In fact, it's not even, there's no need of going to court against the executive. Number three, 2027 is a done deal unless Kenyans decide to do things differently, unless the opposition comes up with a proper plan to ensure that they block William Ruto before it gets to the Supreme Court. Because if it gets to the Supreme Court, that will be dead on arrival. If the Supreme Court gets, if the opposition will allow themselves to lose it at the IEBC, will allow the IEBC to announce William Ruto. Because in Kenya, for you to become a president, just ensure that you are declared at the IEBC level. You will take care of the rest. If the opposition, if Kenyans will allow the IEBC to announce William Ruto, don't bother yourself going to the Supreme Court. This is something that we have seen. So let us not pretend going there that we have a bombshell. Let us not. It will be a done deal. So the opposition, Kenyans must decide that they speak with a resounding voice at the ballot box and guard their votes so jealously, with a lot of vigor, with all their energy and resources, so that it does not get to the Supreme Court. Because if it does, we are doomed. Number three, number four? State capture is real. We have heard Kimani Ichung'wah saying that they want to form a commission of inquiry into the extent of state capture. But if you look at the government of today, all the independent institutions have been captured. Parliament was captured to pass the Finance Bill 2023. Any bill that comes and William Ruto wants it to pass, it will pass. The courts have been captured. The DPP's office has been captured. The DCI's office has been captured. There isn't any office that is independent. In fact, the word independent is only there. Like the IEBC is Independent Electoral Commission. That there is no independence. It's just a name that has been given. Those initials are void, null and void. And this is why I'm saying that we have seen the character, We have seen the person of Madam Martha Koome. She's not ready to betray William Ruto because of a deal that they signed. The other day you saw the kind of machine that she's traveling in. She's not ready. And number three, she's afraid of William Ruto. I think it is because of that sword. She's just afraid. She cannot dare go against him. That is why she had to look for him. It is not William Ruto who said that he wanted to meet Koome. It is Koome who begged for that meeting. William Ruto only accepted. So Koome is weak. She cannot stand before the executive. And the final one, William Ruto is brutal. He is a dictator. That is the software, as I've always said. The hardware is that of a church person singing in church, calling the name of God, hoodwinking people with a lot of sweet words. But the software, William Ruto, you saw him threatening. That is the real Ruto that you know. He's a dictator. He's brutal. And that is whom is. I think we have another Moi in a Kaunda suit. Another Moi without a rungu. A learned Moi. But William Ruto is just Moi. He's trying to implement all the kind of leadership that he learned in the Moi regime. As Kenyans and Luta Continua, we only need to work hard to try and check this government and speak in no uncertain terms that we cannot allow the constitution to be mutilated. We must stand firm. Because if we are not careful, we are going back to the dark days. For Madam Koome, you are a disappointment to our nation.